Okay, once again, good afternoon. It's another episode of Seasons of Life, or in this case, we call it Seasons of Business. Because with us today is the president of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Mark Anthony Enoch.
I'm the vice president.
The vice president will always be inspiring or aspiring to become president later. So, I stand corrected. Mark Anthony Enoch is the vice chair or vice president of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce and Industry, or MCCI, and he is ably accompanied by Miss Mian Ye, the event chair for Talent Fest.
MCCI Talent Fest.
MCCI Talent Fest. So there must be a lot of talents in the midst of MCCI here. So I think we'll start with Mark. Mark, where are you coming from? Why are you involved in this MCCI?
Basically, I'm a businessman by nature. I started being involved in Mandaue Chamber about 12 years ago, since 5 of our companies are members of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and I also wanted to be involved in an organization that really speaks relevance to all the businesses not only in Mandaue but the entire island of Cebu. The organization is really helpful for the growth of any businesses, may it be SMEs to the large companies. Okay. So that's how I got involved about 12 years ago.
Okay, but what nature of business is your family into?
Yeah, our family is into the logistics, supply chain, hospitality. San Romeo Beach Club, San Romeo Pension Suites. I'm into Enoch International Trading is into renewable energy and surplus vehicles trading, and we have the land development, which is Enoch Prime Land Corporation.
So all of these things are being founded by your father?
2 of those are founded by me, and 3 of those are by my dad.
So it's like a father-son tandem.
It's a family teamwork.
Teamwork of doing business. How about you, Mian?
So basically, I also started with Mandaue Chamber of Commerce way back around 12 years ago. But I was that time connected with Sky Cable as the production head of Sky Cable Cebu.
Sky Cable.
But currently, I already have my own business. I have Purple Chalk Philippines. It is actually an HR and ISO consulting firm. We also do business process consulting. And the other side of Purple Chalk is also production. So I also do events, and I also direct commercials.
So it's still related from where you're coming from.
Yes.
Sky Cable.
Yes, that's
Okay.
right.
So all of these, out of these 2 gentleman and lady here are both entrepreneurs, no? And so for you, Mark, what inspired you to take on the leadership of Mandaue Chamber?
Well, I can see the advocacy that is really helpful to all the businesses, not only in Mandaue, the whole entire island of Cebu. And we feel that we have every single duty to uplift each other, to maintain a harmonious, healthy and business environment in Mandaue. And we can also see that our relationship with the LGU is really strong, and we have forged a really good relationship with the city of Mandaue. Mayor Jonas Cortez is quite helpful with our operations, and we wanted to give back to the city of Mandaue as well.
Okay, how about you, Mian, being the chair of the MCCI Talent Fest? What does it contribute to the organization and also to the business community at large in Mandaue?
Yeah, right. Because one thing good about Mandaue Chamber of Commerce is that we actually have a holistic approach. We don't only just focus on the business side of these companies, but we also would want to encourage them to develop their talents. One of the things that every company has to have is their employee engagement program. And that is where MCCI Talent Fest come in. because with MCCI Talent Fest, these companies, the head of the companies, they're able to encourage their employees to be part of this program. And this is not just all about work and business, but this is about developing their talents, having fun, because in this way, the management of every company would let their employees understand that in doing business, their welfare, their mental health, the way they live their life, work-life balance is important. And this is the contribution of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce to encourage them to do that. Specifically, to develop their talents, may it be singing, dancing, magic trick, or whatever. But the important thing is that we are sending a message that we are helping businesses not only to develop their business side of the company, but as well as develop their people, who are the most important part and integral part of their business.
Okay, so this is kind of like a work-life balance. That's
Yes.
the ultimate objective there.
Yes.
I think for sustainability also.
Yes.
Okay.
And retention.
Now, in MCCI, how are you fostering like collaboration, growth among the member companies, which eventually would also help not only the organization, but other aspiring entrepreneurs, or even maybe struggling also entrepreneurs in the locality or even beyond Mandaue?
We have several programs that are really relevant to each, not only for the large companies but also to the SMEs. And like what our president always say, and our board of directors always agree on, is the relevance that we have. Our programs speak relevance on all types of businesses. And when we talk about relevance, we always want to talk about pertaining to the growth of each of the company, not only in finance, talking about the growth of our GDP and economy in Mandaue and the whole entire island of Cebu.
Yes.
We also want to discuss very important relative issues like permits in Mandaue. Those are the core issues that we need to address time and time again. And we have forged a really good relationship with the city of Mandaue, that the ease of doing business is really there. And that's how we really communicate with our members, to invite them to become one. And we become one with the chamber, as our voices are louder when we become one.
Mhm. So you are actually like introducing or injecting like business practices and governance also in doing.
We made sure that our member companies will gather the tools and equipments needed for the new frontier each and every day, that they will have that opportunity to really set up their businesses for any challenges that comes up.
And including the regulatory, the licenses, the permits,
Yes,
so it's more
and those are
governance.
the part of the everyday operations.
And how about the people's participation in the process?
Yes. If I would just like to add,
Yes.
just like to specifically mention one of the activities that we do in Mandaue Chamber, and that is the Mandaue Talks business, where Mark mentioned that we make it easy for businessmen to have their permits. Even we partner with the agencies like SSS, Pag-ibig, PhilHealth, so that they will have the ease in whatever concerns that they will have with these agencies. So this is our way of letting them know that doing business is in Mandaue, in collaboration with the city of Mandaue, and they're very supportive. The mayor is very supportive. We are able to make business easy for them, and in that way, we could invite a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs to put up their business in Mandaue. And in terms of participation of the people, yes, in fact, we really have a good turnout. Just to mention, last night or the other night, we had our Business Connect. If I would also like to mention
Yes,
that, it is the very first time that we were able to really bring every member of Mandaue Chamber to have no inhibitions and no hesitations. They were able to talk about business right there on the spot. And the turnout was good. The response of the people and the members are really, really good. And I think that's one of the things that we are really proud of here in Mandaue Chamber of Commerce, because we are very particular about how our members would gain from being a member of the organization.
Okay, so these are like strategies and programs that you are implementing. Other than that, the Business Connect or business practices, are there any like programs or strategies that are being implemented?
We have
here?
regular seminars all throughout the year. From time to time, we want to hit several programs that combines human resource, finance, to talk more about basically the issues and just to expound further on what the Mandaue Talks business is all about. It's an avenue wherein we have a healthy dialogue with the department heads of Mandaue City and the business sector, wherein we raise issues that collaborate with each other to come up with the proper solutions.
Yeah, so like Mandaue City or Mandaue Chamber is like a platform or like a mediation board wherein the business community and the LGUs would talk some issues and air out the grievances and how to improve the processes so that again it's about ease of doing business.
Right.
Okay.
So we bridge both the local government and the local agencies and of course the businesses. So that's where we come in. We close the gap and we try to find the best solutions that could help them with their businesses.
Now the seminars that you are talking about, is this regularly being conducted?
Every year we have a long line of seminars that we conduct all throughout the year, depending on our direction on that year. So it varies every single year. Previously we had human resource driven seminars. We also had accounting for non-accountants, marketing in that nature. So all these seminars we have regular seminars all throughout the year.
Are these seminars and workshops offered to the member companies only?
Yes, member companies
Yes.
and also non-member companies, to invite them to become members of Mandaue Chamber as well.
Oh, okay. Because maybe there are people also like on the talent side, maybe there are also people who would want to avail of it or to attend the seminars to also improve their skills.
Yes, we actually open that to anybody who would be willing to join. But the advantage of being a member of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce is you get firsthand, information, and then you of course get discounts from the payments or the registration fees, and that's why we would really encourage them to be a part and be a member of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce. But of course, we're very open to anybody who would want to join that.
Okay. Lately or even last year or few years now, what are the success stories of Mandaue Chamber that you are particularly proud of to talk about?
Well, I've always been vocal and very proud of how our chamber became the most outstanding chamber in the Philippines 3 years in a row, 2019, 2021, and 2022, and we have been inducted in the Hall of Fame in Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industry just recently. And because of our existing programs, it got us to that level. And one of the programs that we're very proud of and we have partnered with the provincial government is the Cebu Negosyo. And that program is very quite helpful for more than 10,000 pandemic affected businesses, MSMEs in the province of Cebu.
So is that the kind of program, significant program that had you got crowned or?
It's one of the programs.
The most
One of
outstanding.
One of the programs.
So would you please more elaborate on that Cebu Negosyo and partnership with the province of Cebu, especially in the context of coping up with the pandemic season?
So this is a micro enterprise assistance program headed by Governor Gwen, and it started in 2021, wherein we had a selective process around the entire island of Cebu, in terms of trying to identify the most affected pandemic affected businesses, and we crafted the mechanics and the criteria how to evaluate them, while Governor Gwen is so gracious and generous enough to give out the budget of 100 million in that year.
Wow.
And we are now in season 2, wherein the same budget was also released.
So this budget is what? Intended for
Cebu Negosyo alone.
Cebu Negosyo,
Yeah.
for people or for business or entrepreneurs.
To either start last year in 2021, there were different categories. There were
Okay.
those who, number one is someone who's just started a business, someone who may have been laid off from work, and they don't have jobs anymore, and they decided to be entrepreneurs. And then the other is those who already have products, or they've already been in business but was affected by the pandemic. And the other one, the last category was for those like establishments who have been established but again have already been affected by the pandemic. Then the budget of 100 million were distributed to these deserving entrepreneurs. And the role of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce is we came in to, as Mark mentioned, we helped draft the mechanics, we helped screen who are the deserving entrepreneurs, and most importantly, I think
The mentorship program.
So it's
yes,
the Mandaue Chamber also would
mentor.
do the mentoring.
Yes,
And
mentor
imagine
these
you have the biggest
entrepreneurs.
businessmen in Cebu, not only in Mandaue but the whole entire Cebu, go up to the peak of the mountain just to evaluate sari-sari stores or tablia makers or rattan
Kiseyo.
weavers or those
Ah.
things. And
So the authority of like judging, the board of judges resides in Mandaue
Not-
Chamber, or
not
is
as-
there like a
There-
board of judges?
there's a
or-
regulatory board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We participated. It's not totally just our decision, but it is like a collaborative decision of the capital. There's DTI involved also, and of course the Mandaue Chamber of Commerce, and the board members, the offices of the board members who helped also helped us determine who these people are, who these entrepreneurs are.
Okay. Then you said that now it's season 2, and
Yes.
you have just concluded the season 1 last year.
Yes.
So how about the participants or the winners or the grantees of season 1? How are they doing now in terms of coping up with their businesses, in terms of running their businesses?
It's quite a breath of fresh air, very heartwarming to see some of these are really thriving. One of which that I'm very proud of is the Egot Catering Service, which won the 2nd place in season 1. She started with a food trays from a tray that she saw by the road. She picked it up and she started it, and now she has grown into having 3 trucks, and she's able to cater about 1,500 to 2,000 people at once. Really good success story, and Mandaue Chamber was able to help with her branding, with her marketing, and we were able to give small advices such as bringing her PhilJEP's accreditation to platinum level, which really did wonders for her to enable to win all the biddings in some of the government biddings. Yeah.
Yes, if I may add, because the participation of the mentors of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce does not only, start and end with this is what you will do and this and that, but we go to the lengths of like helping them find a logo, how to market their product, how to pack their products, where to market it, who to tap, the licenses that they need, the trainings that they need. It's like the whole 9 yards.
So
Yeah,
the end-to-end process.
As
Yes.
you know, the mentality of
Business.
these mentors, as they always want to inject sustainability, and they
Yeah.
want it for long term,
Right.
not only just to make create just not to sugarcoat the whole product, but to have it operated for a very long time. So it's such a treat for all these business SMEs that they were able to get all those advices from the businessmen.
That's our contribution to these entrepreneurs. We walk with them side by side, hand to hand, and what we're doing is that we're not only just guiding them, we're making them, we make them that feel that they really belong in the business community. So these entrepreneurs that we are actually mentoring, of course, some not only with Subo Negosyo, because there are other entrepreneurs who have just started who also come to our past presidents, we would say the people who have been in the chamber for quite some time, and they also offer this mentoring, and of course this is for free, we kumbaga, what we do here is we don't charge anything for the mentoring, and that we are just really doing our best to help these entrepreneurs, because as I said, the members of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce are, especially the officers, the board, and everybody who are actively involved, are really passionate about helping the fellow entrepreneurs.
But How would they know that you are doing this for aspiring entrepreneurs? Are there awareness program for you, a campaign, or is it by what you do that they know about it?
Both. For with what we do, that they know about it, and of course, more importantly, if they become a member of MCCI, because access there is open. Once they become a member of MCCI, they're able to get access through all these assistance, all this mentoring, and Mandaue Chamber of Commerce with the secretariat very active also. It's easy for you to do business, and whatever help you need, you can get it, and through word of mouth. And really, that's why every year we encourage our the membership committee to really grow the family. So that's how they get access to all of this.
Would you limit to accept members only within the Mandaue area, or
No,
This
we
is
have more. We
jurisdiction.
have more than 500 members right now. Some of which are located over the whole entire island of Cebu. In fact, we have members who are located in Manila. We have members who are. We have several companies and organizations who are based internationally who wants to become members. And just to add to what Mian said about getting our message across to the entrepreneurs, and we always keep a really open communication line, not only in word of mouth, but also in our social media platforms. And I'm sure the issues and the problems at hand will ignite you to come up and be collaborative with other organizations as well.
But what is it for them if I'm not from Mandaue? We're doing business in Mandaue, or even if I'm abroad. What's it for me if I'll be a member of your
We all need an
chamber?
extra networking activity. We all need that extra connection. We all need an extra information. We all need in business. We all need that extra boost of from connection to information to the type of tools that you will be needing. You may not need it now, but I'm very sure that at some point in your journey you will be needing it.
So maybe
So-
you could partner
Yeah.
a businessman who is
Yes.
with Mandaue. Maybe you could be a supplier.
Yes, business
to
matching.
a businessman in Mandaue, or any like connection that you could do business in one way or another.
Sometimes in this generation, the way to expand your business is through data and connections.
Right.
So with those, it's something that we can provide directly and indirectly within Mandaue Chamber of Commerce industry.
Right, and adding to what's in it for them. Well, basically, as we mentioned earlier, the access to all these trainings, the access to all these information, the tools that we can share, and of course, the business matching. As you mentioned earlier, yes, you can find suppliers, you can find partners, you can find mentors.
Okay,
Even if
yeah.
you're not from Mandaue, even if your business is not in Mandaue, then definitely you would need network from Mandaue. So that's what's in for
But
them.
is it costly? Is it costly to become a member? Like membership fees, membership dues,
Yeah.
and any other
Would you like to answer that?
assessments
Not at
or
all.
any overall activities of the chamber?
Not at all. We have categories for the members, and for as low as 3,000 to as much as 12,000 pesos, we have that membership
Annual.
dues and annual and membership dues, and we have separate fees for every seminar or every event that we have. That is,
Yes.
a lot of times is just to cover the costs.
Right. So as low as 3,000 pesos, depending on how big your business is, or maybe how if you're just a startup business, then you can start small and then you have a small membership fee, and then it really ranges from the smallest to the biggest industry, and we're making it very accessible for everybody. So it's not like a one cost for everybody. It's not. So we categorize it.
Good.
Yeah.
You've been telling about success stories, your wonderful projects that you have been undertaking now. What are the challenges that you have been confronting for the past years or even this year, which would somehow also have impact on the business community?
For the past 4 years, we have been really plagued with a lot of disruptions, and it's very visible. It's It's very obvious when the COVID-19 pandemic hit in 2020. We had Odette in the end of 2021. The Ukraine and Russian war boost all our commodities very high because of the fuel and some of the supplies that we were really dependent on from other countries, since we are an import dependent country, and which all of those disruptions combined brought us to high inflation this year and high interest rates. And of course, our electricity bill is really not unstable still. So those are the factors that really affect businesses. Some of the things that cannot be controlled at times, and in Mandaue Chamber of Commerce and Industry, we focus more on the things that we can control.
So if there are things actually or challenges that like disruptions, as you mentioned, Mark, if you cannot arrest them completely, are there also like mitigating approaches, strategies, at least to slow down the impact of these disruptions?
Yes, of course. So one of which that you will be able to protect yourselves slightly. Experience the impact of these disruptions is to do forecasting. If you're for example, you're in the you're in the construction business, and all the prices of the construction materials have really gone up, then you have to do a lot of forecasting because the cost of these goods already changes over time. So these are things that you have to, some of which we cannot never say in general how you approach your own business, because in these disruptions there are winners and there are losers.
Yes.
And for you to craft your own operations dependent on each of that industry, you have to really exert a lot of effort. You have to use all the information available, and that is the reason why it's also very helpful when you become a member of Mandaue Chamber. As you gather all this information together, you can extract all the tools and equipments needed for that. For example, artificial intelligence.
Yes.
We already know that in 7-8 years from now, huge chunk of our jobs will be replaced by AI. And how do you prepare for that?
Yeah.
And that is something we will discuss on the business summit on the 23rd of August.
Okay. So I am supposed to ask you the question, because if there are these negative disruptions, how your chamber would also respond innovatively, or because, for example, in this digital age, where people now are digital nomads, like you, because you're still young. So if there are negative disruptions, how could innovation and technology could also be a tool to at least be an antidote to that disruption?
Oh, like I said earlier, we have more than 500 members, and those 500 members all belong to different types of industries, from tourism to manufacturing to logistics to residential real estate development, and each of those industries have their way of approaching these negative disruptions. But all we can ever do in the chamber is to provide the specific tools for them to be able to at least forecast and have their manpower ready by those types of disruptions. Considering our seminars, and of course we try to at this point we're still trying to avoid all the artificial intelligence that is out there, but eventually we all have to embrace it. Of course, right now if you don't digitalize, then your business is going to die at some point. So those are the things that we have to get everyone open to doing it. And we have the specific seminars, we have the specific information that will help all these entrepreneurs and businesses in Mandaue to avail of it.
Yeah, if I may add, Mandaue Chamber of Commerce is open and welcome to partner with these companies or organizations who would like to introduce these technologies. And in fact, that's, as Mark said, part of the business summit topic is about AI. So that is our way of opening the channel for these companies or partners so that they could penetrate and really bring out the message about these changes in technology. And with the chamber, we are just here to be the platform for these exchanges of learning, these exchanges of new ideas, and that is where we help, and that's where we arrest these distractions. In fact, during the pandemic, we did not stop. So we also converted all our activities to online. Right, so that was our way of coping. That was our way of making everybody know that with these disruptions, with these challenges, we are ready to cope. We are ready to do things. So during the pandemic, where everybody couldn't go out, we still had all our trainings, all our seminars, even our activities. We had sports activities, but online. We had really a lot of activities. So that's how we arrested it. We did not stop. The chamber did not stop from helping. The chamber did not stop from disseminating information, and most importantly, disseminating important information and knowledge with regards to the pandemic and whatnot.
One of the highlights that we bring in from the Mandaue Chamber of Commerce industry that is the macroeconomics platform, which we do. We always have a speaker for that topic every business summit. And for the previously we had Dr. Villegas, we had Professor Ronilo Balbieran, and those guys provide us a bird's eye view on how the business landscape of the Philippines is going to be, and what is the current updates in the macroeconomics level, and how are these disruptions are affecting us, how there's a paradigm shifts in some of these areas. So those are the things that provide, since we can never pinpoint an industry that how to address your best practices in such specific challenges. So we provide that information for you to maneuver and navigate through those disruptions.
Yeah, more than negative side, on a positive light also, there is what we call revenge. Revenge travel, revenge fashion, revenge dining, or any kind of events which has been deprived of us during the pandemic season. So, is this something that the Mandaue Chamber and the whole business community will take advantage of, and
yes,
why?
Definitely. Mandaue doesn't. We don't have much tourism in Mandaue because we are the what do you call this? The
Cottage industry, something like
no,
that. Industrial
manufacturing, industrial capital of Southern Philippines. So, in fact, at some point we exported 70% of the furnitures to the outside world. We in the whole Philippines, and from becoming industrial, we have slowly become a logistics hub now, and we are the corridor because we are the corridor of Mactan and of Cebu City, actually. So we have less tourism, but just to talk about tourism and hospitality, it's one of the biggest spark plug in our Philippine economy's recovery. If not, it is the biggest spark plug in our Philippine.
That's true.
And we have more than 7,000 islands that are really very attractive. That it's the only industry that I know, and I may be biased because I'm also partly I'm also in the hospitality industry. It's the only industry that I know that could penetrate on all 7,000 islands. The only industry that has the biggest chance of eradicating poverty, with statistics of one tourist is equivalent to one job, and that increases our purchasing power of every Filipino, transforming it into a ripple effect on all the industries.
So tourism is a job,
yes.
Tourism is livelihood, tourism is everything.
So love the Philippines.
Love the
Yes,
Philippines.
love the Philippines.
Okay.
For our country, it should be everything.
So for you, being in the chamber, being always on the on the mode of scanning the environment, on the mode of studying or looking at the perspective of business, what do you think are the 5 major industries that the Mandaue Chamber or the whole business community, for that matter, would somehow focus on?
Well, we are still a huge industrial hub in Cebu, Mandaue City, and we have is slowly transforming it into the what do you call it, the supply chain, which is the logistics hub.
So number one is the logistics.
Yes, it's accumulating a huge chunk of the Mandaue city's
For Mandaue.
Mandaue city. Yeah, and if you talk about the Mandaue Chamber is a huge spectrum of different industries, but talk about the top 5 industries that are really focused in Mandaue. It's always the manufacturing, the
logistics.
residential, and the logistics hub. And we have the commercial as well. And well, I just mentioned that the tourism is not really a strength of
4%
Mandaue city.
only.
Yeah.
But as you said, corridor, maybe all the tourists would pass by
Yes.
from Mactan
Yes,
going to
yes.
Cebu.
And as
True.
Mayor Jonas wanted to promote is, he wants people who are working in Mandaue to spend in Mandaue, not to go out of Mandaue to spend in Cebu City or somewhere else.
Maybe there are other also tourist spots, not only on the scenery, but also or natural infrastructure, but maybe also like medical tourism.
Yeah.
There are a lot of
We have industrial
Industrial tourism.
Industrial
is something that
tourism.
we can that would ignite the interest of our students to go into that specific
Right.
industry.
Yeah, I think that's one segment also in the
Yeah.
tourism industry that you have.
Yeah, I have first-hand experience with a project of the city of Mandaue in terms of industrial tourism. They have the Tatak Mandaue program and that. So what they did was they brought tourists or vloggers and students to the different industries in Mandaue and sort of like show them how things are made. Some were brought to the production area of this company, maybe brought to San Miguel. Because if you really look at it, just as Mark said, Mandaue is really an industrial city. There's no tourist destination there. But what we can actually promote is that you can have your jobs here in Mandaue. We provide jobs here in Mandaue because we are an industrial city.
And that alone is also an attraction.
Yes, yes.
Okay, it's Mandaue Business Month, I understand. So, what are the key activities that would highlight this Cebu Business Month, if you may announce to the viewing public?
Yeah, so our Mandaue Business Month has just started. A few weeks ago we launched it, and two of our events is already done. One was the Trees Brew Life last Saturday. Second was the Business Connect and induction, the formal induction of our new members and it's a networking activity as well last Monday. The next activity we have is the Lord of the Pins. It's a bowling tournament among MCCI members in SMCT Cebu. The fourth of which is the business summit. It's on the business seminars. On the 22nd of August, we have Soul at Work by Mr. Aaron Gogna. It's an employee empowerment business seminar, really good for all all executives down to the office clerks, even to your rank and file employees. It's about finding your passion in work.
Yes.
Second is our flagship event, which is the MCCI Business Month, happening on the 23rd of August. This is our annual flagship event wherein we invite the most dynamic, top high caliber speakers to talk about their expertise, excellence in their field, and to talk about the updates in macroeconomics. It's really going to be, this year is going to be really nice. It's because we're gonna talk about circular economy in sustainability in the circular economy, and this will be talked about by none other than Ambassador Annika, Swedish ambassador, who will be coming. We will be talking about artificial intelligence. We will also be talking about macroeconomics updates, and also one of the country's top businessmen, Mr. William, will be talking about the lessons in business as well. So all of those is going to be a fun-filled and learning-infused event. The following day we have Sarah Matthews, who is formerly from TripAdvisor and is a digital marketing specialist. She will be. The audience will be from the hospitality and tourism, how to create a good reputation in the digital marketing. That will be happening on the 24th. And of course, the August 26th, we have the MCCI Talent Fest, the first edition. So these Talent Fest is for MCCI members only. We have prepared 100,000 pesos grand prize, and each company is invited, either whether they want to go for solo or group performances, or eat fire, or bring their pets to do some performance. It's going to be really fun. September 2 is the semifinals, and September 26 is the grand finals. And after which we have the most anticipated a bakery event of the year is a Bakery World. So that happens every 2 years. We organize that. It's a convergence of all the bakery, anything that talks about the food industry and baking. So we have 187 booths organized in Waterfront Hotel and Casino. We also do seminars. We also feature all the machineries and equipments needed for baking. We also have competitions. And as we know that during the pandemic, we had moms or single moms who have started their own baking skills at home, and they can really capitalize on this opportunity. Yeah, that's happening on September 14 to 16, and after which we have the Subu Negosyo. We still don't have a date yet, but we have already laid down the plans for it, and we're only waiting for the dates. And this is the culmination of the exhibits of those 35 micro MSMES who won the Subu Negosyo Season 2. Yeah, this will be happening in SMCD Cebu. And after which we have our program goes up to October as well. We have the Property Expo. We have some of the biggest real estate and land development companies that will be showcasing their upcoming projects in Ayala Center. And all of these programs and events will be culminated on October 18 during our Chamber Night, wherein we also feature awards and recognition.
Wow,
So,
how
it's a very busy couple of months.
month for Mandaue Chamber. But May, Mark is talking about all this area of activities during the Mandaue Business
Oh, and by the way,
Month.
sorry to cut you off. Our theme is empowering business for the new era, and that's how we
empower businesses.
created all those events towards that theme.
Okay, but how would you expound that on the
Empowering business for the new era, as we talked earlier, that we had all these disruptions. And we wanted to embrace the new challenges through the specific tools and equipment that will enable us to be ready for these disruptions.
Again, Mark is talking about all these area of activities of Manfield activities for Mandaue Chamber and all the member companies. How these activities are actually impacting the people in terms of harnessing their talents and empowering them under this new era, so that these people also under these companies may be able to sustainably cope up with the disruptions and with challenges of the workplace, especially the EI, which would actually is a threat to them in terms of their tenures, in terms of their employment.
Well, basically, these activities impact them because the learning is overwhelming. When they come and attend or they join any of these activities, they will not just be creating networks with other entrepreneurs, but more importantly, it's really the learning and giving them the tool to be prepared for what's coming, and giving them the strength to face whatever challenges or disruptions that it's like an armor. It's like us. We are the provider of such an armor through these learnings, because in Mandaue Chamber of Commerce, we really give importance to these seminars and these talks, and we really find and pick the speakers that we invite. The high caliber speakers, just as Mark mentioned, because we truly believe that when we get insights from these people, this will really impact to those who are listening, to the audience, and from their learnings, then they would use that into their business, and then basically it's going to be a ripple effect. And when everybody who is willingly learning and be willingly applying those that they learn, it's gonna impact everybody. So I think that's how they are being impacted by the activities that we do. And I really admire Mark for memorizing all our
all the days,
Grabe.
you know,
Yeah.
the schedules of all these
So
activities.
that's really something. That's a testimony of how passionate we are here in Mandaue Chamber.
Yes, and
that
how blessed
we put
is
everything by
Mandaue Chamber
heart.
also. How blessed is Mandaue Chamber.
We're so blessed with our
having
VP
you,
and-
having Mark, of course, having me, you,
Yes.
May, and because you represent actually also the people, which is the most important component of all these activities and all these, you know, the chamber, the organization itself. So, last word, Mark, for our listeners or our viewers, and also for those who are aspiring to become entrepreneurs, and the organization as a whole.
Well,
In a message.
Well, I just want to invite everyone to MCCI Mandaue Business Month, and let's all together capitalize and these opportunities. Our theme this year is empowering business for the new era, and this is a fun-filled and entertaining and learning-infused series of events. It's from this August until early October, wherein we organize networking activities, sports, seminars, business conventions, and many more. So hope to see everyone there.
Me?
Yes, and of course, I'd just like to highlight one of the grandest activities that we have for Mandaue Business Month. It's the Business Summit, come August 23. Be part of this summit, because you will definitely, you know, go home fulfilled and with a lot of learnings to take away or to take home. Now, I would also like to promote the MCCI Talent Fest. So I'd like to encourage all companies who are members of MCCI to please encourage your employees to be part of this MCCI Talent. You know, let them join this, and yes, the grand prize is 100,000 pesos, second prize is 50,000 pesos, and the third prize is 30,000 pesos. So we are actually, you know, making it big for all of you. So I hope that you will join this. Also, of course, aside from the many other activities that we have here for Mandaue Business Month.
Thank you so much. And of course, again, thank you so much, Mark Anthony, the Vice President of Mandaue Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and me, and the event chair of MCCI Talent Fest. I'm Mark Gordon of Seasons of Life through our Cebu State Magazine. And thank you so much again, and have a wonderful day to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Attorney.
Thank you, Attorney.